Good morning, everyone. Elaine Lowe and Ken Shreve here live at Investors Business Daily in Los Angeles. Today, we're taking a look at Intel, Palo Alto Networks, and BP. But first, let's check in with those indexes. We have the Dow hitting an all-time high, up 0.6% today. The S&P 500 up 0.5%, and the Nasdaq also up about 0.5%. So what's going on? I know we have some jobs data out, some action in Europe. What's moving the market today, Ken?
Well, I mean, European indexes were higher overnight. I think U.S. Stock indexes took their cue, particularly in Italy. Italian stocks were up nicely. There's news that the Italian government is going to be making concessions to the EU about proposed budget deficits. And then we had a really nice, on the home front, a nice private payroll reading from ADP, much higher than expected ahead of Friday's jobs report. So we've got another new high for the Dow today, and blue chips leading the way again.
And speaking of blue chips and one mover on the Dow, that'd be Intel, which is climbing back up to its 200-day line. And this follows Friday's supply update from the tech giant, in which the company reported progress on its production of next-gen chips and also said that it's adding an extra $1 billion to its capex for a total of $15 billion in 2018.
Yeah, the stock has been in rally mode, and good news for Intel. Hasn't been great news for Advanced Micro devices. The two have kind of flip-flopped. Advanced Micro was a big leader, and Intel was under a lot of pressure, but the roles have reversed. And like you said, the Intel recently reported progress in its production of next-generation chips. The stock is, still a little bit challenged here. You can see it's coming up right close to its 200-day moving average. So we'll see if the 200-day line proves to be a resistance level for Intel, but stock has made a nice move so far this week. And chip stocks in general, outside of NVIDIA, still, not really a pocket of leadership in the market yet.
Although we are seeing that 200-day line cross above the 50-day line in recent weeks for Intel. So that's typically a bearish sign. What kind of action do we want to see from Intel going forward?
Well, we need to see it get above that 200-day moving average, and that really is going to correspond with a move over 50. So we'll see if buyers can continue to make progress with Intel. It has shown some decent volume behind its recent gain, but right now the line in the sand is the 200-day moving average. We'll see if Intel can pop above that.
Okay, and then another tech name, Palo Alto Networks, the cybersecurity firm, announcing an acquisition today of cloud threat defense network RedLock for $173 million in cash. And what has been the impact on Palo Alto stock this morning?
Well, it's a small acquisition, like you said, $173 million, and Palo Alto has been busy making acquisitions in recent years. But I want to talk about Palo Alto because it is a sector leader, IBD sector leader, which is a screen of really top-performing growth stocks. And while we've seen a lot of selling pressure in IBD 50 stocks, a lot of top-rated growth stocks, sector leaders like Palo Alto, Salesforce, Adobe, a lot of these stocks holding up quite well. So we take a look at a chart for Palo Alto here. It's a fairly gentle pullback to a recent buy point of 219.48, holding above the 50-day moving average. So again, while there's been a lot of pretty intense selling in growth stocks over the past couple of days, a name like Palo Alto is still holding up pretty well.
Okay, good to know. And then lastly, let's take a look at BP, the oil giant. Now, not necessarily any headlines surrounding this name today, but we do have oil hitting around $75 a barrel. That's near a 4-year high.
Yeah, and oil and gas stocks have been outperforming of late. Exploration and production firms, integrated names, machinery equipment firms. So as oil prices have been moving higher, we've seen some outperformance. And just want to take a look at BP. It's a large cap UK-based company, and it's really a good base here. And what we like about this base is that as it has worked its way higher above the 50-day moving average, it crossed the $46 level, and it's shown a lot of accumulation, a lot of heavy volume gains as it builds the right side. That's a sign of institutional buying, and it.
That's what you mean by accumulation?
Yeah. Just when a stock builds a base and starts climbing higher, you want to see big volume behind the upside gains, and haven't seen a lot of that lately, but we certainly have seen it for BP. So we'll see if this one can muster a breakout.
Okay. And for any first-time viewers, can you tell us why it's important to keep an eye on accumulation and distribution?
Because you want to see signs of institutional buying in a stock. If you're any stock that you're looking at, you want to see signs that institutional investors, mutual funds, banks, the real driving forces in the market, you want to see signs that they're buying shares. And BP, again, a lot of heavy volume gains. That's not retail investors buying the stock. That's big investors. And
because that's where the bulk of the money is.
It's where the bulk of the money is, and it's really about 75% of the trading volume each day on the exchanges. So institutional buying is always good to see when a stock is vying for a breakout. We're seeing quite a lot of it in BP lately. All
right, good to know. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You can catch us across all of our social platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And Ken here, always up for a question or two, either on Facebook or Twitter at IBD_K Shreve. Thank you so much for watching. Alyssa Coram will be back with Ken Shreve tomorrow morning.